Hey, it's your girl Sakoya.Justice. I'm here to update you on my surrogacy process. So a lot of you have been asking what is going on, where's the new video, and also I want to talk to you about my abortion story. Stay tuned if you want to hear me out. So with the surrogacy process, the egg donor that they chose, I guess she took her medicine wrong and it was no eggs for them to give me. So they were supposed to take her eggs on a Saturday. That following Thursday, I was supposed to do my embryo transfer when they take her eggs and place it into me. Now, I wake up on that Saturday, I see a missed call from the fertility clinic, and I also get a text from the father. He's like, egg donor took her medicine wrong, had to start all over. I'm like, what? So then I look at my missed calls and I see the fertility clinic and surrogacy coordinator. She's like, yeah, we tried to go in today, but it's no eggs to give. Stop all your medicine, cut it, and we're gonna have to start over. So I'm like, are you serious? So the night before, I started my injections into my thigh, and my thigh was sore as hell. So I'm like, seriously though? How did you take the medicine wrong? They give you directions, they let you know what you're supposed to do. So that's just where we at, and that was like 2 months ago. But they did choose a new egg donor. They chose another egg donor. They kicked the other one to the curb because you messed up on something that's very important to both parties. So after 2 weeks, they'll send me my new schedule, and I will start going to my appointments again, because you know I was done with everything. The last thing I had to do was just do the embryo transfer, and hopefully I would have been pregnant. And it's 2 months later, so we're still, you know, just rolling with everything with that. Now, I want to talk to people about this abortion story, because I know some people might be going through this or may not know who to turn to, and what they might be going through, they may not know that other people have went through it as well. Okay, so to cut to the chase, I've had 2 abortions, okay? Now, don't judge me. Hold up. Hear me out. The first one, I was 18, and they both were with the same person. I was 18. I was working at the airport at the time during my training, and I was in Detroit. And I felt kind of funny, you know. I'm like, it's just an odd feeling. Like, my body ached. I wanted to always soak in the tub, and I had a craving for a Whopper, like from Burger King. All I wanted was a damn Whopper. So one girl that was in my class, she was telling me that she had an abortion before she came to class. Well, prior to training. She was from Boston and training was in Detroit. So she was telling me, like, you know, like her symptoms of pregnancy and different things she was feeling. So I'm like, I'm kind of feeling the same way, but you know, I'm not sure. I've never been pregnant before, so I don't know. So I'm trying to calculate, you know, when I came on, because back then I didn't keep track of my period. I'm trying to calculate what's going on. So for training, it was like I was in Detroit for 1 week, and then I came home for a week, and then next week I went back to Detroit. It was a 2-week training. So that second week that I was in Detroit, that's when I started feeling all these different feelings. So as soon as I got home, I asked my mother, I said, let's go, because she was going from the airport. I said, let's go to Target. I need to get something and take my weed out. So while she's in the store, I guess on the other side of the store, on the other side of Target, I go pay for my pregnancy test with the little money that I had. And I got the most expensive one, like $20. So we get home, I take the pregnancy test. I'm waiting, about 2 to 3 minutes. I look at it, and it's positive. I'm like, oh shit. Like, so as soon as I saw the results, I called my boyfriend. I don't know prior to that if I told him that I'm pregnant. I'm about to go tell my mother. He's like, nah, hold up. Don't tell her yet. Let's figure it out. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't know if I was excited, if I was scared, if I just wanted to tell her. I was just so much in love. I'm like, we're gonna have this baby together, you know. I don't know what it was. It was just all different type of emotions running through me at that time. So I never told my mother. And I felt like we both raise this child, and I was telling him I don't believe in abortions, I'm not going to do it. He was planning on going to school in Pennsylvania. He's like, well, I'm gonna raise a child, you know, while I'm not there. We're not old enough, we don't have any money, which these are true factors. But to me, I'm like, I'm pregnant, like, we created this together. And all you can think is about the negative. So, you know, it's hard to really listen to yourself. It's because he's pulling out all these facts, and I'm like, okay, well, that is true. So I ended up getting an abortion, and around that time I didn't want to talk to him. He didn't even go with me because I didn't want him there. 2 of my friends took me. And that was the worst experience. You have 2 options when you have an abortion. You can be awake, or you can get something called Twilight. Now then, I just had enough money. He gave me enough money for the regular. So I got the regular, and you're up, and you hear and feel everything. So when it was over, I took it hard. I took it really hard. After that, all I wanted was a baby. And I don't know if it was just because of the pregnancy and I regret it and I feel guilty, but all I wanted was a baby. All I could think about is being pregnant and having a baby. My healing process was the worst. I had pain, and I'm not telling you this to scare you if you're thinking about having an abortion, because everybody's experience is different, everybody's reasons are different. It was just hurtful going through it, and also after the aftermath. Like, I had the worst cramps ever, and I thought that's the kind of pain that you have when you had a baby, and it doesn't compare to that. And I always used to think, well, maybe I'm having so much pain because I wasn't supposed to do it. I didn't have a heating pad, so I would get my flat iron and roll it up in a towel and lay on the floor crunched up, put it on my stomach. And everybody doesn't take the aftermath as hard as I did. So if you're thinking about this, it's your decision. Just be sure it's for you and no one else. Fast forward, I get pregnant again. This may be 2 years later with the same person. We were together about 8 years actually. And he's not a bad person. I'm not making this video to make him out as a bad person or anything like that, but that's just what he felt at that time, and it's okay. But it's even more better when somebody backs you up when you are in this situation, okay, and you're young. I get pregnant again, but this time I felt like I wasn't ready, so I made that decision for me. And I thought about the first time, and I'm like, oh God, how can I do this again? After I went through all of this. But the first, it's not right for me to do this again. But at that time, I was like, I can't. And being a dummy, why didn't I get on birth control? We weren't using protection, so of course I'm gonna get pregnant again. So I did it the second time, and from there on I said, if God blesses me to have another child, whoever it's with, I don't care if it's a homeless man on the street, I'm having this baby. And I don't care if I'm not dating him, if it's just a messed up situation, I'm going to have this baby. So we were still together a long time after that, but it just ended because we had different plans for our lives and just went our separate ways. The second one wasn't as bad, like the healing process and what I went through in the first one. I don't know if it was the doctor or what it was. And the second time I did do the Twilight, and Twilight is like you're up 1 minute, they come in, you're out the next, you wake up and you're like, wasn't you just coming in the room? Like, what happened? So if you do decide to do this for your own purpose, for your own reason, and for you, no one else, I would definitely recommend doing the Twilight. And I'm not saying this, I'm not promoting abortion for you to have an abortion, but I'm just telling my story and I'm telling my experience, and I'm just helping anyone out there that may have questions. You just never know. But I am so grateful and so blessed that I was able to carry a child full term and to have her. And that's one of the reasons why I became a surrogate, because I feel like if I have the ability to have a child, why not help someone else? I have a mean streak, but I have a good heart. And I just want to help others. So you can take the good and the bad from it, but I'm not ashamed of anything that's happened in my past, because that's what I went through and that's what helped me build myself up and what has made me the person I am today. So whatever you go through, never be ashamed to share your story, okay? So make the decision for you and you only. The only mistake I ever did was to listen to others. So know what you want, know what's best for you, and just do it. It's Sakoya.Justice. Make a decision that's for you. Remember that. And I'll talk to you later.